Wow, what a long ride it has been. Welcome to day 5 of 5 days in Notion. If you've stayed up till today, I want to first say, well done. That already tells me something about that you are intentional. Over the past few days, we've talked about systems, habits, goals, and structure. But today is where everything comes together. Because knowing how to use Notion is one thing, knowing how to lead your life from one place is another. Most people wake up every day reacting to messages, deadlines, and pressures. Leaders, on the other hand, wake up with clarity of purpose. They know what matters, what needs their attention, and what can wait. And that is what we are building today, a personal command center. Think of it as your life personal control room. One page where you can see what you need to do, what you're working towards, and how you are progressing. Today, we will build a task database with clear status and deadlines, a way to separate daily and weekly tasks and link them to your goals. Then we look at smart filter like today, this week, and overdue. A simple progress flow from not started to done. And finally, a clean one-page dashboard that brings everything together. By the end of this session, you won't just have tasks or to-do lists, but you will have direction. So let's get in. Similar to what we built during the last video, we already have a data center, which if you check your private side panel, you are going to data center here. So what we want to build today, like I said earlier, is going to be your workspace, or what you call your command center. So the next thing, because like I initially stated, your data center is like your data bank. You are not meant to touch it unless you want to build some data structure inside of it. So the next thing you're going to be doing now, you're going to be creating a new page. So you come to the tabs panel here, click on plus to make it easier, and you create a new page. And so this is what we have. And so you are going to call it whatever it is that you've chosen to call your dashboard. You can call it, I'm going to call it 5 days in Notion. So you can call it whatever name you're choosing to call it. And two more things that we need to do here is add a cover, then add an icon. Great. Yeah. So I'm going to add this side panel. So now, how do you now link? How do you now make all the data that you've created in your data center? Now, all this data that you've created here, how do you now make them appear on your dashboard? And because we are creating a command center, I want my data to fill the width of this dashboard rather. So I'm going to click on full width. So now this is what we have now. Now this is where it's now most important. When you're creating your dashboard, you must have an idea of what you want your dashboard to look like. Now if you look at mine, this is what we have on mine. I have the time, I have the weather widgets, I have my vision board, I have my core values, I have quick buttons icon, then I have my live portfolio. These are my routine dashboard. These are event dashboard. These are my courses and conferences dashboard. Project and deliverable dashboard. Legacy project dashboard. Career and academic dashboard, and my finance dashboard. So these are like most important area that I want to watch. And then of course I have my content dashboard. So here is where I have my to-do list. I have my daily routine. I have the project I'm currently managing, the to-dos of the project I'm currently managing, and how far I've gone with all of the projects. I'm going to be sharing daily routine tracker. The Notion template I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be the daily routine tracker. I'm going to be sharing the daily routine tracker and the project management tracker. Those are the two templates I'll be giving out for free. But in a situation whereby I want to also start adding yours and want to start building your own dashboard. So how do you create it? Like I said, you must have an idea of what you want to create in mind. It's very important. You must have an idea of what you want to create in mind. So I'm going to create like a foundation which we can also build on based on all the building blocks that I already talked about in the first video that we did. So now, in order to build your Notion dashboard, one of the things that you must that I established here is to let you know that in Notion everything is a block. Your text is a block, your text is a block, your database is a block, and so they can be moved around. So I'm going to exemplify that in the demonstration that I'm going to give now. Say I want to build something like I want to build something like what I have in my Notion dashboard. I'm going to build something like that. So that's what we are going to do right away. So the first thing, of course, I want to add the image that I have here. So I'm going to add to 5 days in Notion / because it's an image. I'm going to have an image here, so it's meant to be uploaded. I'm going to be careful. So the image I'm going to add is going to be the 5 days in Notion. So in order to add that, I'm going to click on this. So you can see you can either upload, embed the link, upload from on Splash, or use Giphy. But I'm going to be uploading from my system. So let me look for the yes. So this is Notion. So 5 days in Notion. This is the cover that you are using. And remember, like I said everything in Notion is a block. So I want to make this smaller, but I want to build something like what I have here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide this page into 2 blocks. So you can use colon block to divide this. I didn't talk about colons as building block for Notion, but now I'm talking about blocks. So how do you use block? How do you use colon rather? In Notion, colons are what help you divide your Notion's workspace into columns. Yes. So what you are going to do, let me practicalize it. So you click on / and type colon. So you can either divide your Notion workspace into 5 colon 4 3 2 using this building block. So I'm going to divide your Notion dashboard into 2 column. So now what that means that you can have data here side by side. So I'm going to drag and drop this particular Notion. Like I said, you can always drag them, you can nest them. So I'm going to drag this particular Notion, this particular image to this column. So what you're going to do is this menu icon that you have here at the left top corner of the image. You're going to hold down on your left mouse. You left click and hold on to it, then find where the colon is and drop. So this is what you're going to have. So it's still loading. So this is what you're going to have. Then I want to add a callout block that will allow me to add time to my Notion. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to do / callout and click on enter. So this is the callout. But if you see here, it seems like this callout is occupying a lot of space. So what you cannot do, you cannot adjust the width of each of the column by using this middle icon here by dragging it to the side, depending on what you want the width to look like. You can see you can always drag. So this is what I'm going to leave it as this. So that I want to bring in time. I don't want this icon. Remove this icon. So I'm going to bring in time into my Notion. So in order to add time here, what I'm going to do is there's time, adding a time block. This particular time block. This time block is actually a Notion widget that I use. There are different type of Notion widget. We have the time widget. We have the Pomodoro timer widget. We have the weather widget. Yes, this is a weather widget, and the list go on and on and on. And in case you want to ask, how can you get widget, or where can you get a widget? There's a place where I get most of the widget that is on my Notion. All you have to do is go to your browser and just search Notion widget on your browser. There are different places where you can download Notion widget, but this is the tool that I use the most. So I'm going to click on this. So we have in the file, we have Action, Widgetly, and the likes. So, but I'm going to use this one. This is the Notion widget I use most of the time. So I click on in the file, allow it to load. So this is in the file, then log in. So you can see this is the clock widget. If you click on the clock widget here, so this is clock widget. You can always add new widget. So you can always do the settings of your clock, what you want your clock to look like. Is it analog? You can have something like this, analog numbers. You can see we have different display options. By the way, in the file is free. In the file, widgets are free. I think you can create about 5 widgets before you start making payment. So we have all of this, but you can always switch to the kind of clock that you want to display. But I think most of the time I use digital clock. Digital. No, I don't want this. Is it analog that I use? I use digital now. This is not what I use. Flip clock. Yeah, I think I use flip clock. Yes, it's flip clock that I use. So you can also use 24-hour clock, show seconds. You can always do all of the settings the way you want it to display here. They want to be displayed, and all just have to do is copy this link, copy the link here. Once you're done with all the settings that you want to do, copy the link. All just have to do is come here, / click add embed. I mean, embed is part of the building block that I already talked about at the beginning of the class. So you click / put in embed, then paste the link and click on embed link. So it's going to load, then it's going to display the time that you've copied here. Then this is where you can also customize the display. So once you click on customize on in the file, it's going to take it to your browser where you open the page, and you can also customize what this display is going to look like. But this is what I'm going to have for now. Then you can adjust the sizing of this as well. You can adjust the sizing. But in a situation where you don't want it to be displayed like this, you can always go back to your browser and adjust the settings. This is where you just adjust what the style looks like, the size of the clock, the clock size, is it medium, is it large and small, the font type, the font family, the alignment, and the likes. Then in order for this space to be more occupied and filled up, I'm going to be adding weather. So again, / callout. Then I'm going to head back to in the file, click out of this, stay out of this. I'm going to be adding a new widget that called weather. So just click on add new widget. Then I'm going to see weather here. So I'm going to click on this weather, then title this weather. Click on create widget. Then it's generating the widget. So this is weather. So for this weather, you can always change the location here. So this, depending on where you reside, I'm going to change this one to Lagos, Nigeria. Just start the location, Lagos, Nigeria. So this is going to be the weather that is going to display. So just like we do the other one, you can always adjust all the settings here. What you want the orientation to look like. Is it just horizontal? Is it compact? You can always make adjustment to what you want it to look like. Is it vertical, wide? I think I'm going to go for compact here. So this is compact, and you can always adjust the setting like I said earlier. Then copy the link, then head back to your Notion again, / embed, click on embed, then paste the link, then embed what you copied, and it's going to display what you're going to have here. So this is what you're going to have. You can see that it seems like this space is not enough. That's why most of the time I always limit depending on what you have for the width. In a situation whereby you have enough width and say you drag it to this up to your Notion page, you can see that the width or the full width is being displayed. Depending on what the width is saying, you can always make adjustments to your settings. So this is what we have here, but I'm going to change it back to this place. I'm going to change the setting to display only 30 days. Where is it? So I'm going, instead of 3 days, 5 days, I'm going to change it to 3 days. So this is what we have for 30 days. Copy the link again and change, replace, embed a new link. You can refresh. Then we have the third link. So now this is what we have here. So now, how do you now link the data from your data source into your database? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on / then link view of data source. Link view of data source. So this link view of data source will now ask you which data source are you trying to view. So I'm going to type here routine. I want it to display my daily routine. So daily routine. So what that simply means is that you are having a view of what is in your data bank, or what is in your data center. You're having it displayed here. This page is still loading. What's going on network? So this is one of the reasons why you always need to have your data center downloaded, your data source or your dashboard downloaded on your page. So because you've linked So because we've linked the data from the data center as our source, what happens is that whatever changes you are making here will automatically reflect on your data center. You see, if you use data center, you can see the changes of your daily routine now having the date here. However, if you go back to if you choose to now delete this data, let's imagine that we choose to delete it. So let's click on this and delete. You will see that in your data center, your daily routine still remains there. So that's the advantage. So when you have your data, in creating a workspace, the first thing that you need to create is create a data center. So when you now have your data center, you now create a new page where you now start linking the data in your data center to your command center, where you can easily make changes. And in a situation whereby you delete an item, you can still go back to your data center and retrieve them. So what you now have, you are going to link it. Now linked. So let's just Ctrl Z since you already linked it already. So let's Ctrl Z. Well, it's not coming back. Let's linked view daily routine. So daily routine here. So you're gonna have daily routine here. Now I want it to sort based on the ones that are due today. So I'm going to click on filter. I'm going to click on filter. I'm going to click on date 1. And I'm going to let it view only the tasks that are due today. Change this one to day. So you see, okay, let's see that are due past. Yeah, I think we can leave it for this. So you can see that these are the tasks it's being, right? And I want it to sort based on the numbering that I have for it. So I'm going to sort by number. Then this is what we're going to have. So we have daily devotion twice because it was duplicated, right? So I'm going to delete one. I'm going to delete one of these and remove this. So now another interesting thing that can happen is that in a situation whereby you've done a task, say for example you've clicked on done here, you've done some tasks and you don't want it to be displayed, right? And you just want to see only the task that you've done. There's something that you can also do. By the way, since you can also hide part of the data, part of the properties in this daily routine that you don't want to see, in order to hide some of the properties that you don't want to see, because they may be you may not need to see them, because you can always access them at your data center. What you can do is click on these settings, click on property visibility, and you can hide some of them. So you can hide the dates because you only need this particular date in your data center. All you need here is the name of the task you're doing, the date, the time you are doing them, and the status. So I'm going to hide routine tracker done date 1. That doesn't mean that they are not there again, but they are hidden. So that's that for that. So now, for example, I don't want, once I'm done with a task, I want it to disappear from what I'm seeing. What you can do now is you can add another database view by coming to where the daily routine tracker is and click on add new view. So when you click on add new view, you click on table. So what that table does is it also fetch all the data that you have in your data center automatically. So now I'm going to also limit it to display only the tasks I have due today. So I'm going to click on date. I'm going to change it to day. So can you see? However, I'm also now going to add another filter to display only the tasks that are done. So I'm going to change this one to status. I'm going to switch this one to only done. Can you see? So the only task, let's click on sort as well, because this sort is also important. So this also sort. So we are sorting it now. So we can now change the name of this table to done. Change this one to done, and this one to pending. This one is going to be pending. So like I said, we want to display only the tasks that we've not done yet. So what you're not going to do now, we are going to now add another filter to this, and add this filter and click on status and tell it only display the ones that are either not started or in progress. So can you see automatically those things are those particular tags that had done on it as left. So now look at something now. If you change this one to progress, it's still going to be in view, because why? We told we instructed Notion that this database should only view the tags that are having their status as not started or in progress. Now immediately I switch this to done, you are going to see that it's going to disappear. First of all, before I click on done, see how many tags do we have here? We have only one and two. Now if I come here and switch this to done, we are going to see that it's going to appear here. So that is how you can always switch and move items to for you to be able to manage the items you are seeing on your database. So this is how I was able to build this reinvention data center of mine. And so any tag that I complete here moves from pending project to done to do. And for the tags that are under review, when you click on under review, once I click on under review here, the tags will move from this particular database view and move to under review. So those tags moves here, right? So these are the tags that I have under review. So the reason why I have all of this is so that I don't miss a project. In case I've sent in a project to a client and I've not gotten a feedback, and every time I wake up, all I just have to do is go and check all the database view, the one that is pending, the one that is under review, so that I can send a follow-up to the client, or do a follow-up in case it's a project that I'm personally doing or handling myself. I can work on a follow-up and start putting all of this thing together and in chip. So those are literally most of the things that you need to know about database in Notion, because like I said, database are the pillar that makes your Notion become more functional. So let me also add that the essence of having this 5 days in Notion is so that you can be able to understand how the entire Notion interface works, so that when I send you my templates, or when you have access to any template, you won't be lost on what exactly you're doing. You'll be able to know what you're meant to use, what each property or what each icon or what each icon is meant to function. So the Notion template, I'm adding another one for it. So I'm going to be sending my daily routine tracker, I'm going to send my project management tracker, and I'm going to send in my content calendar planner for you guys to use. So I'm going to be sending that by Monday instead of today, so that I can have everything together in stock for you as well. So I'm going to be sending it to you guys on Monday. Now, here's the most important part that I want you to remember. This system is not just about productivity. It is about self-leadership. A personal command center is not meant to make you busy. It's meant to help you make better decisions. Because when you can see your task clearly, when your daily actions are connected to your goals, and when your progress is visible, you stop guessing and start leading yourself right. As we wrap up 5 days in Notion, I want to encourage you to do one thing. Do not abandon what you've built here. Start small. Open your command center every morning. Part of my routine was to do a personal review every day. And so because I do a personal review every day at night, the last screen that I view on my laptop is my command center, which I call my reinvention operating system. And when I open my laptop, because most of the time I work majorly on my laptop, when I open my laptop, that's the first thing I'm going to see. And so when I open it, all my to-do list has been populated, all my tasks for the week has been populated, and everything is, I can see what next step I'm meant to take for the day. That means even if I adventure, I walk into the night and I woke up late, the time I woke up, I can see what I'm meant to start doing around that time to be able to catch up with other things that I'm meant to do. So do not abandon what you've built here. Start small, open your command center every morning. Make decisions from clarity, not from pressure. And remember, do not just work harder, think better, and lead yourself better. And like I promised, I was going to give out some of my Notion templates to get you started and give you access to some of the systems that I've built. In order to be able to access that, check out the link in the description. You'll see where you can download the template that I'm going to be giving access to you guys. If this is has helped you, share it with someone who needs structure and clarity in their life. Like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss what is coming next. Thank you for showing up. I'm proud of you. And this is only the beginning. See you soon.